So I'm not a big fan of using like graphical tools for Git. You know, stuff like source tree or Git Kraken or fork. I used to use those tools in the past, but recently I just switched to using the CLI, and I find it much more comfortable, and also I find that I understand a lot more deeply what's going on. And I think like the main reason that I'm not a big fan of graphical tools is that they abstract a lot of what's going on behind the scenes, and that makes people kind of like rely on them to do every task. If something goes wrong, it's going to take a lot more time because you don't actually understand what's going on behind the scenes than using the CLI, which you understand straight away what's wrong and how to fix it. One of the main reasons that people don't want to go ahead and use the CLI and stick with their graphical tools is that they think that or the CLI is too complicated and too complex, or they think that it just lacks features. So I'm going to show a couple of features that I really like using that are really useful on my day-to-day flow on Git. So I'm going to start with the first one. So I open up a file here called navigation.js, for example. I'm going to add here 2 changes. So the first change I'm going to make right over here, I'm going to call it change 1. Then I'm going to go here ahead on this file. For example here, I'm going to add here change 2. Now I'm just going to save this. And now I'm going to just run git add all, but I'm going to use a special flag -p, and I'm going to run this. And you can see now that it's going to ask me for each change if I want to stage it or not. So let's, for example, keep change 1. So I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to keep stage 2 unstaged. So I'm not going to stage it. So I'm going to say no right over here. Now if I go ahead and check out the difference of what's staged, you can see that only change 1 is staged. Change 2 is actually still unstaged. So if I want to remove change 2, all I got to do is just git restore everything that is unstaged, and I'm just left with change 1. So another handy feature that I like using a lot is you can pass into git diff a relative commit. For example, I can say I want to see the difference 2 commits ago. So I want to compare my current head with 2 commits behind. So I'm just going to run this, and you can see now all the changes between those 2 commits. This is very useful. The last command I'm going to go over is interactive rebase, also really useful if you want to rewrite history. You want to, for example, drop a couple of commits. So all you got to do is just git rebase, pass in -i for interactive, and then the commit you want to rebase on. So for example, let's go 3 commits ago. Now you can see it's just gonna let me choose if I want to keep the commit or I want to drop it. And you have all kinds of other operations, for example, reword if you want to change the commit message, and a lot of other stuff. You can check it out. So let's, for example, drop the latest commit, commit 4, and keep 3 and 2. So now I'm just going to save this. You can see if I check out the git log right now, it dropped 4 and now 3 is the latest commit. Subscribe for more tips. Thanks for watching.